Silently drifting through the vast, black void of interstellar space, NASA's aging Voyager 1 spacecraft has stumbled upon something that simply shouldn't exist. Even more unsettling, the spacecraft itself appears to be reconfiguring its systems in ways its engineers never programmed. Has humanity's most distant explorer encountered alien technology? Or has it become part of something far greater than anything we've ever imagined? Out in the silent, icy depths of space, a small, decades-old machine is still communicating with us after nearly 50 years. Voyager 1 was launched in 1977, an era when bell-bottoms were fashionable and Star Wars had just made its theatrical debut. Since then, it has become a true marvel of human achievement. As the first human-made object to reach interstellar space, the region beyond our sun's influence sits traveled more than 15 billion miles from Earth. At that distance, signals traveling at the speed of light take roughly 22 hours to reach it. Sending a command is like asking a question to someone who doesn't reply until nearly 2 days later. What's truly astonishing is that Voyager 1 was never built to last this long. The engineers who designed it in the 1970s expected it to go silent by the early 2000s. Its power source, plutonium-based nuclear energy, was supposed to have decayed long ago. Yet against all odds, the spacecraft continues to function, quietly sending whispers from the edge of the known universe. Its instruments, now considered ancient by today's standards, include magnetometers to detect magnetic fields, cosmic ray counters, and plasma wave sensors, all originally designed to study our solar system's planets. But these tools have taken on a new role. They are now our first set of eyes and ears in interstellar space. Voyager also carries a golden record, a time capsule filled with sounds, music, and greetings in dozens of languages. Intended for any intelligent life that might one day discover it, the record was meant to outlast us all, but perhaps it's already drawn attention far earlier than anyone ever imagined. The mystery began with what initially appeared to be a simple glitch in Voyager's data stream, a minor anomaly, just a flicker among countless readings from space. NASA's scientists at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory brushed it off as background noise. Space is full of dust, radiation, and strange signals. But Dr. Eliza Carrer, one of the mission's specialists, sensed something more. She described it as shouting into a canyon for decades, and finally hearing something shout back. At first, it was just a faint flash of reflected light, picked up by Voyager's sensors, barely noticeable and not worth further attention. But then things changed. This wasn't just a random particle drifting through space. It moved in a way that defied expectations. It curved. It accelerated. It didn't spin or wobble like space debris. Instead, it glided smoothly, almost as if under control. When Voyager's plasma wave instruments detected shifts that felt deliberate, the team realized this wasn't random noise. Systems analyst Carlo Romero observed the object's movements and likened it to that of a drone, not a rock, implying intention. In space, things don't just change direction unless something makes them. This revelation sent shockwaves through the team. The object's movement didn't fit any known natural behavior. So the scientists ran through every possibility. Could it be a small moon, an undiscovered comet, an asteroid? Each possibility was systematically ruled out. It was too small to be a moon. It had no icy tail like a comet, no heat signature like an asteroid, and it didn't behave like space dust, which never just changes course mid-flight. Dr. Lucas Hang ran simulation after simulation, comparing the object's movement to known physical models, but it didn't match any known orbital pattern. Its trajectory bent in ways unexplainable by gravity, solar wind, or inertia. There was no decay, no drift, no natural force that could justify the path it was taking. The unsettling truth was becoming clear. The object's behavior suggested intelligence, or at the very least, design. The possibility that something artificial or deliberately controlled was out there turned a strange event into a potential paradigm shift. Then came a second shock. Just as researchers were trying to make sense of Voyager 1's discovery, Voyager 2 millions of miles away and on an entirely different trajectory detected something nearly identical. A similar magnetic fluctuation, the same type of pulse. To spacecraft separated by vast distances, picking up matching phenomena. This confirmation changed everything. It eliminated the possibility of an internal malfunction or sensor glitch. Whatever this was, it was real, and it was happening in more than one place. ESA analyst M.K. Fontaine described it as two lighthouses catching the same flash of something moving through the darkness. With two different instruments picking up matching data, the anomaly could no longer be ignored. NASA quietly escalated the situation to a Level 3 alert and internal designation reserved for phenomena that lie outside current scientific understanding. The event was real, the math checked out. The implications were unlike anything the space agency had ever faced. As the data kept flowing, the mystery only deepened. What started as a single blip transformed into a chilling revelation. There wasn't just one object. The telemetry showed 305 separate objects, all moving in a precise formation. They didn't drift chaotically or break formation as natural bodies would. Instead, they passed Voyager in a synchronized, choreographed arc. There was no heat, no decay, no debris trails. Their plasma wave readings pulsed rhythmically exact, repeated patterns resembling engineering, not randomness. The 305 objects maintained consistent distances from one another, a near impossible feat in the vacuum of space, where even the smallest variations in speed usually cause objects to drift apart over time. This level of coordination hinted at active control. Some scientists compared it to watching a flock of birds or a school of fish. Others said it looked like a swarm of drones all moving with shared awareness and purpose. But this wasn't nature at work. This was something organized. Then scientists noticed something even stranger. The signals Voyager picked up from these objects weren't just random noise. The pulses had structure, loops, patterns, repetitions. Not the kind created by stars or background radiation. They resembled a kind of language or communication system. Plasma wave readings showed sequences that seemed intentional, like coded messages or scans. Dr. Serena Patel from Caltech observed that the patterns felt more like syntax than static. These weren't just objects in motion, they were communicating, possibly with each other. Possibly with something else entirely. To be absolutely sure, engineers activated one of Voyager's old backup systems, a telemetry channel unused since the 1990s. It was designed for emergency diagnostics only, but it still functioned and it confirmed everything. The backup readings matched the main system exactly. Same pulses, same formations, same trajectories. It wasn't a glitch, it was all real. And then came the most baffling detail of all. The way these objects moved. There were no visible engines. No exhaust, no reaction propulsion of any kind. Yet Doppler readings showed them accelerating smoothly, directionally far beyond anything humans have ever built. Some were moving faster than the calculated escape velocity of the Milky Way. These weren't floating objects. They were navigating space with purpose. Dr. Caleb Ramirez of MIT observed that they weren't drifting, they were traveling. And worse, they weren't heading toward Earth. They passed by with precise distance, as if intentionally avoiding us. Or simply uninterested. The propulsion method defied every known principle. No ion drives, no solar sails, no nuclear thrust. It was as if they weren't propelling themselves through space, but with it bending the vacuum itself. Theoretical physicist Dr. Alan Arrays described their movement not as flight, but as gliding on a medium we don't yet understand. Perhaps they were using forces beyond our grasp, manipulating spacetime in ways our physics cannot yet measure. Their ability to move with such speed and precision, without visible propulsion, suggested either new natural laws or technology far more advanced than anything humanity has conceived. And just as scientists focused their attention on these mysterious readings from space, something strange began to happen on Earth.